I met a gypsy.
The other places, the East Coast places in the Midwest, it's more humid, so,
Yeah.
you sweat more, but there's more like
There is moisture.
yeah, there's
like,
moisture
yeah,
in
yeah,
the air, so
yeah.
it's like your throat doesn't dry out during the moto or what. Like when you're riding out here, like 25 minutes in, you're like, dude, I need a drink.
Dude, you know
like,
what happens to me? I have like bad fucking sinuses just
Yeah.
in general. I do motos out here and I get like 20 minutes in and my fucking nose, I just get snot, bro. Just
Yeah.
like pouring it. And I
Yeah.
think it's because of that dry.
Yeah, probably something like
Fucking disgusting. Every time I come in, I just have like shit
All
all
over,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it stays in the beard. It's
that.
fucking
Yeah.
gross.
Dude, that's what. Yeah, that's what is weird about out here. A couple of years ago, I was riding, just like coming into outdoors, just like practicing and stuff, and I was just like every day was just like 15 minutes into the 30. I'm just like, dude, I'm done. I'm done. Like I can't. I was like just didn't have anything left, and I finally went and got an IV, and I was like a completely new human after that. I didn't realize
crazy.
how like. Because I was still drinking, like I would always carry a gallon. I would drink the whole thing every day, take my electrolyte stuff, like all that stuff. I was still doing all that like every day.
What electrolyte stuff do you use?
Now I use Rhino Power.
Yep.
And I use First Endurance, the EFS stuff. Just because I use that whenever I work with Robbie.
Yeah.
And I think it is pretty good. But that's what, dude, like outdoors sucks, man. Like it doesn't matter.
grind,
It doesn't matter what you drink or what you eat or what, like, I mean, at least for me anyway, like I've tried eating a lot. I've tried drinking literally as much as I can, like as much as I can physically drink without puking. And still at the end of the day, I'm leaving and I'm like getting the cold shakes because I'm like heat exhaustion every single race. That's how like every race is like that. It's like, dude, Supercross, you afterwards, if there's like an after party and you have a good night, you're like, okay, I feel like going to it. Outdoors, you get done and you're like, dude,
Kill me.
I don't want to even go eat. I want to go to my hotel and sleep. And then you have like a 4 a.m. flight the next morning or something. So you sleep like 3 hours by the time you get back from Budds Creek is like a 2-hour drive. So you have to wake up at like 5, get back at like 6 or 7 especially if you get a podium, you have press. Like, so it's all day in the heat. You're dead exhausted, tired, thirsty, hungry. Everything is just drained.
And then you're on a
at the end of
Southwest at 6 a.m. the next morning. It's the fucking worst.
Hell yeah. That's outdoors, dude. That's what, like, I'm bummed that I'm missing outdoors. It's a love-hate relationship. I'm bummed that I'm missing it, but at the same time, if I were to miss races, I would rather miss outdoors than Supercross. Dude, like it's just so much like more brutal.
Yeah.
Like you just are like at the end of the day, you're just like so exhausted.
And think about the amount of work that you've put in the days leading up to it. And it's just every single week is the same grind, bro. Like,
every week.
I remember going to the first year I did the Nationals. I was fucking so pumped. I was like, this is the best. I've watched these on TV my entire life. I've come from Australia. I got to Budds Creek and I watched the motos in the fucking semi. I was like, I don't need to be out there, dude. It's fucking way too hot. I'm dehydrated. Like, and then a part of my 15-year-old self died.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah. Budds Creek is bad too because it's in that hole.
Yeah.
The start of Budds Creek, and they used to have like one of the years I got a podium there, they had the podium down at the end of the start straight, still in the valley.
Oh.
And so you start like the 15
suffocating.
minutes of staging is you're just sweating and down in the hole. Then you come back from sight lap and you're just like let's drop the gate so I can get some airflow. Like I just need some airflow right now. There's nothing. It's just hot, and then the podium after. So it's basically like an hour of you just like suffering in the heat, and then the moto in the middle of it. It's just like, dude, this is
and that's why everyone's like, oh, we need a national in Texas. Do ya?
That's why they don't now, because the last year
Yeah.
Freestone, like guys were like passing out, like all. I remember like that moto inside the outdoors series that Troy Adamitis did.
Shout out to Troy Adamitis.
Dude, he does
Fuck,
good
that shit
stuff.
was good.
Yeah,
I miss it.
That and Behind the Dream, Supercross Behind the, dude, all those were so sick.
Yeah.
But that like that
That series.
outdoors. Yeah, they did it, and like Metcalf like pulled off the track and just fell over, like
Yeah.
just done. Like he
Yeah.
was just passed. They had to like pick him up and carry him to the thing, and the last year it was at WW in Florida too. A bunch of guys got heat exhaustion. Sexton got all messed up. He got heat exhaustion, couldn't stop throwing up or whatever. Like, dude, it's just like people don't you don't get it outdoors. Like outdoors, you gotta respect outdoors. Like the ones you show up and it's like cool in the morning and stuff. You're like, oh,
Like a
this is
Washougal.
so Washougal.
Even
Yeah,
Washougal was hot this year.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
last year.
yeah.
Like that wasn't fucking.
No,
that wasn't cool.
It's outdoors is serious, dude. That's what I was hoping when they added the 3 SMX races, that they would take away like 3 outdoor races. But they only took away one outdoor race. So I was like, it's kind of not really enough. Like we need maybe like 1 less Supercross and like 2 less outdoors, maybe. Like just
my man speaking real Supercross only.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm fine with it.
I mean, I've gotten 2, like now with how much I've been hurt and missed outdoors. I'm better at Supercross now, and I've kind of always been, I guess, a little bit more of a Supercross rider. I've always been like more like smooth and technical and stuff. Where outdoors, you kind of just have to send it.
Yeah.
And I don't send it as hard now as I used to.
Yeah.
So I'm just better at Supercross now too. So like, yeah, I'm a huge proponent of Supercross and then the overseas Supercross races.
Yeah.
Like doing that program, like I get it. You're probably not gonna find a factory team that's gonna allow that, but like I'm a big supporter of that. Like all those races, they look some of them look a little janky, but they look like you get paid to go over to Paris or Italy or wherever and race those races. And
you just get to live a bit.
It's just cool. Yeah.
You get to go to Paris.
Yeah.
You get to
and
eat
they're
some
not
good
as
food.
serious. You're not like stressing the whole time. Like you get to go over there and just do those races and they're more chill and stuff. It looks like anybody who does them has a good time. And then especially that you're doing that while the guys over here just suffering every weekend doing outdoors. Like I'm a pretty big supporter of like that program. If I can find, whenever I get towards like the end of my career, if I can find a setup that I can do that with, I'm fully about that. Cause like that looks really good.
Yeah. Well, here's something for you. I've been thinking about this. Now that the 2 series are like together and everyone's cool, how would you feel about like A1, maybe second Supercross, then you go first round of outdoors, and then you go back and forth? I feel like
they used to do that a while ago. They did that
ago,
like a long time ago. They did they did a version of that.
How would you feel about that now?
It would be.
I think there's interesting. I think there's a lot of potential. Like a lot of the things that you said. Like think about the ways that it would change how you had to train.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, because you get so routine and it's such a grind. It's like K2 this day, and then it's just like you get in this flow and then it stops and then you go to outdoors. Then you've got to get into that grind. I feel like it would just kind of make this like overall picture of being a motocross and supercross rider, and it wouldn't be so like you're in a box for this long and then you're in a box for this. I feel like it just could kind of break a few of those patterns.
I would be for that, I feel like, because I adapt really quickly, like for anything, just for when I get back on, when we start riding Supercross again, by the end of the first week, Tony's like, we could go race.
Yeah.
He's like, you are good to go. Like I'm immediately good at whatever when we start. Well, that's just like I'm like really quick at adapting to new tracks or learning stuff. Some guys take longer to adapt, or like once they get or they come on late in the season, like maybe like a Webb or whatever. Yeah, or Shimoda. Like there's guys like a Webb, and then there's guys like a Roxon who's like sprint speed, straight up, straight fast immediately. Yeah. Where I'm more towards like a Roxon, just like body type, just how like I'm kind of just my muscles, like fast twitch muscle fibers and slow twitch muscle fibers or whatever. Like I'm more similar to like a Roxon in that way. So for me, like the switching up or like doing stuff like that, it wouldn't be as big a deal to me. And it would actually probably benefit me because I'm like, I get burnt out riding the same stuff. So like if I could just have a like even this Supercross season when it rained a little bit and I was able to we went out to Rhinos and rode a sand track a couple days. I was like, dude, this is sick. Like then it made the next time I rode Supercross
More fun.
like more fun, and it made that day riding outdoors more fun.
Yeah.
And it kind of just like just a quick switch up makes it like keeps you on your toes instead of just getting in, okay, yeah, the same tracks, the same ruts are forming in the same tracks and the same spots and the same conditions. Like you get in that flow, and then it's like, okay, today we're riding the 450 outdoors.
Yeah.
And then so it's like, oh, okay, like then there's stuff to actually work on, it feels like. So then it feels like you're more present and you're more focused on riding. And then the day is fun, and then it goes by super quick. And then like, so I'm about that. Like,
if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.